To present the night's final award for Public Company CFO of the Year, please welcome Chris Crowder of Uninet, a gold sponsor of tonight's celebration.
Thank you. So where are we? Here we go. Thank you, Gina. On behalf of Uninet, thank you for having us. Over 1,000 government contractors trust Uninet software to optimize their projects, their people, and their financials. I'm going to keep this short because I know I'm the last one between you and, well, for a cocktail for some of you and a pillow for the rest of you. Public Company CFO of the Year is presented to a Chief Financial Officer for outstanding contributions to his or her company's performance and accomplishments from January 2016 to March 2017. This year's finalists are Allison Engel from Gannett, David Keffer, CSRA, Thomas Kramer, O-Power, Nikki McGrain, Evolent Health, Jim Reagan, Leidos Holdings, Paul Saleh, DXC Technology. Okay, the moment has arrived. On behalf of my colleagues from Uninet, it is my great pleasure to announce that the winner of the 2017 Public Company CFO of the Year Award is Paul Saleh of DXC Technology.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the NVTC board, the selection committee, nominating committee, and just on behalf of DXC, I'm just really so proud of what we've been able to accomplish as a team. Before I go on, just one more time for all the other finalists, they really deserve the recognition. You know, as I reflect back at actually the 15-month, and actually I was really pretty blessed to be part of the transformation of CSC that culminated in the merger with HPE Services to form DXC, which is today the leading IT services company in the world. I look back and there were really a number of occasions where things looked pretty tough and very challenging, and many of you, particularly in this business, can realize how tough sometimes the road is. It looks much easier looking back, but as you go through it so many times, you get stuck and you don't know how you're going to get through it. And then there's a scene and a line in a movie that kind of resonated and kept me going. For some of you, you've seen the movie Saving Private Ryan. But some of you who may have missed it, it is based on the true story of the Nyland brothers, 4 of them that served during World War II. 3 of them died in combat, and the Army decided to send a platoon to go retrieve the youngest son, the brother, who was caught behind enemy line, and bring him home as part of something called the sole survivor rule. And so the movie is all about that journey with Captain Miller at the head of a platoon. They land during the Normandy invasion and ultimately make their way to try to retrieve him. And many of the platoon members end up sacrificing their lives along the way. And in one of the last scenes, and I'm sorry for those of you who haven't seen the movie because it's a spoiler alert, but Captain Miller is holding up a bridge with a few of the surviving members of that platoon and is about to blow it. And just about before the Allied forces were to come through and actually save the day, he gets shot, fatally wounded, and he's just really lying against a wall. And he looks Private Ryan in the eyes and whispers to him, "Earn this, earn it." And what he meant is make it count. And I can't tell you so many times when we are all confronted with some of those hard times where we have to just actually give it an extra effort. I just remember that line because a lot of people have sacrificed so much for each one of us to be in positions where we can actually make a real difference. And as I was looking back at this past year, I was also thinking about there are a couple of puzzle pieces that have to come together to make this some big event, and particularly in our case, the creation of a large company like DXC possible. The first one you need, in the first puzzle piece, you need people who believe in you, and for that I'm very grateful and thank Mike Lowry, who chose me as his CFO, partnered with me, and helped me really sort through a number of very complicated issues, and so it was really instrumental in that. The second piece of the puzzle are people in your life who are going to keep you grounded and going to challenge you and give you a different perspective. And Joe Mason, our head of HR, played that role effectively and kept us always challenged and thinking about ideas from a different perspective. Otherwise, we may have missed it. The third element and the third puzzle piece is having the platoon, as in the movie Saving Private Ryan. And I have a few of my surviving platoon players here at one of the table. Charlie Diao, thank you so much. I couldn't think of anybody better as a partner. Dustin Seamack, Neil Manna, Joe Capalbo, and there are others who couldn't make it tonight. They just absolutely sacrificed everything to get us to do this deal, and so I couldn't have made it without them. The fourth puzzle piece for me is the one that multiplies the other three, and this is the love and support of family members, spouses, kids, partners. Many of them are here tonight. Those are the people who basically pick up the pieces and enable each one of us to do what we do, stay a long night at work, spend weekends on the phone or typing away at our laptops, or even miss occasionally some major events. But they're there to pick up the pieces. So I want to take this moment to recognize all the family members, spouses, and kids, and friends and partners who just put up with all that it takes to make an event like this or the creation of a company possible. And I certainly deserving. And I want to take a moment to especially recognize my wife, Becky, who's here tonight with us. We've been married for 32 years, and I could not be standing here today if it was not for her love and unwavering support. I love you, honey. You mean the world to me. The last puzzle piece for me is the most important one, is at the core of all the others, and it's for me, and it is faith. And for me, faith means that have a trust that God is in control of everything around me, and around us. And for me, it also means that he has a plan for my life, he has a plan for our lives, and he will fulfill it. And it's not about me, it's about him, about his plan. And I'm never confused about who is in control. I'm glad that he is in control. In fact, one memory always comes to mind when I think of that. When the kids were young, we have 4 kids. The youngest is 19 years old today, now. And when he was 2 years old, we were in California. They were playing in the media room, and the other 3 were with their controllers playing a Mario Brothers multiplayer game, and he was absolutely bawling because he wanted just to be part of the action. And nothing could console him, so finally I gave him a controller. In those days, there was a very long cord. The wireless was not as prevalent as they are today, and just pretended to go behind the screen and just pretended to hook it up when actually I did not do anything. And it was amazing to see this young kid, 2 years with still tears in his eyes, just suddenly beaming and just pounding at his controller, looking at the screen and thinking that he was moving all the pieces and so excited to be in control of his world. And that scene kind of kept coming to me every time I ever think I'm in control of any situation, I'm reminded that I may not be even connected. So if you just allow me to thank God, and Lord, thank you for being always there, and for your love, and for seeing us through the very challenging time. In fact, I must tell you that during the merger discussions, there are times where things looked really pretty bleak. I honestly thought the deal would not go through, and yet miraculously, a door will open, a solution will present itself, and then we were able to get through it. So those are my 5 puzzle pieces, and I think they came together very well in the last 15 months. We had an opportunity, we seized it, and we really capitalized on it and made it count. So thank you, and God bless you.